Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Very excited for today's beer, as I always am. It's courtesy of my man Jim. Thank you so much, Jim. If this is your first time, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell below so you get all the updates. This is Three Sheeps Uber Joe. So, Three Sheeps is a brewery I've come to quite enjoy. I've only had stouts, a barley wine, and most all that stuff was aged in bourbon barrels. And these are all things I really like. So they're doing it well. These are beers, styles of beers that, being a big fan of, you can kind of judge a little harsher. I think sometimes actually it can probably go either way, right? You could be more lenient. Oh, it's a style I like. So it's hitting things I know I already appreciate. But sometimes I think you go maybe a hair harder because you're like, yeah, I've had a lot of really good ones. But anyway, bourbon barrel aged Uber Joe Imperial Stout with coffee, cocoa nibs, vanilla, and it's aged in bourbon barrels. And this is from their anniversary. It's 14% ABV. And yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, Uber Joe, very cool. And again, the brewery is Three Sheeps. All right. So, yeah, I mean, it's this is always my least favorite part is telling you what it looks like because unless you're blind or listening and not watching, you can see what it looks like. It is, light black, crazy dark brown. The edges of the glass brown, but it's super dark. Doesn't it, it? It's not surprising. It's a double digit stout. I'll put it that way. But it's not exactly motor oil either. Right now, about half a finger ahead, sticking to the glass, but it's pretty thin up top, kind of like my hairline. Ba-bum-bum. I'm too lazy to put the actual sound effect in. It is I would say that the head is just slightly more dark khaki. Let's get into the aroma. Coffee is the first thing you get. And then I think kind of interwoven with that coffee is some roast from the stout itself, but it's definitely coming across more coffee. Then I actually get vanilla next, and it does have vanilla in it. It doesn't say, well, it says with coffee, cocoa nibs, and vanilla. I'm assuming vanilla beans, but maybe it's some sort of extract. Um, So I'm gonna assume the vanilla I'm getting is probably from that edition, but maybe some of the bourbon barrels as well. Very warm, nice chocolate, dark chocolate, approaching like brownies, but not that sweet. So I kind of like it's somewhere between just like cocoa powder and when you add all that sugar and stuff to make it like a brownie mix, a hot chocolate mix. Um, I actually get a little bit of a nutty quality, like a slight peanut butter things in there. But that one I'm fighting a little harder to get. But yeah, it smells really awesome. Let's see about the taste. Cheers. That's good. Like the aroma, like I was saying, how it has that chocolate, but it's not too sweet, so it's not hot chocolate, brownie batter level. Same thing with the taste. Actually, the taste follows the nose pretty good. As I'm talking, it like really tastes like I just ate some dark chocolate, which is always something I'm looking for in a beer like this. So it is super pleasant and super welcomed by me. Really like that. The adjuncts, so I'm including the barrel with that. The adjuncts to what I'll just assume the stout by itself tastes like all work super well together. Just like the aroma, that coffee is there. It drinks like coffee, but you still get what I associate roast from a stout would taste like. So the coffee is not overpowering the natural roast in the stout. They're working well together to provide this awesome roasty coffee kind of a thing. Vanilla kind of like the aroma, more subdued. That chocolate, that dark chocolate, and again, I'm always trying to think, what would I say if I was doing this blind? I probably would guess that it had nibs in it because it is so chocolatey. But again, that dark chocolate does not drink like milk chocolate. It's not sweet enough. Even with the 14% ABV, it is not that sweet enough. So if you are like me, I mean, I love sweet chocolate, but if you're like me and you really like dark chocolate, this is hitting that spot very well. The bourbon is providing some nice warmth. At no point is it like you're taking a shot of bourbon or even really sipping the bourbon. It is playing with all those other things I just described in a very nice way without ever being a dominant flavor. See, that sip, it was the first thing I got. And then that bourbon went away, all the things I just described. And at the end, it came back and lingered for a bit. Right now, it still has a nice dark chocolate finish, but now it has a little bit of like a bourbon, I don't want to say twang, but like a little kiss of like bourbon. That's a better descriptor. Just a little bit of that in the finish as well. I don't get a lot of oak. Specifically, which is okay, it's fine. That's certainly not a knock. But again, how all those things are in a nice harmony with each other, I'm appreciating. And I'm someone, now that I can look at it this way, or I guess I could have done that before. Like that dark cola around the edges for sure. I like in an adjuncted style like this. Balance. I like sometimes if things do pop up more than other adjuncts. To me, it's just a whole experience, right? I try to be holistic that way. And this one is one of those ones. It's more balanced. So if that's something you like in this style, with all those kind of adjuncts working together in such a nice harmony, and you like that word balance being used, this is definitely for you. That is one of the categories I fall into. I'm quite liking this. I'm drinking it at about 60 degrees, so approaching room temperature. The mouthfeel is good. It's not super creamy or anything. I wouldn't think it was a milk stout. I doubt if there's oats, it's not highly oated. It's not creamy enough. But the mouthfeel is nice. It's not thin. It is rich. It is medium plus. If high is 100 and low is non-existent would be 0. This is like 65, 60 would be the number in terms of the mouthfeel and thickness. Really good beer. I am liking this a lot. I'm excited to cap it, put it back in the refrigerator, and just sip it throughout the day-to-day. Thank you again, Jim, for sending it. I really appreciate that. Thanks, Three Sheeps, for brewing it. It's great beer. Thank you guys for watching. I always appreciate that. Check me out Instagram and Untapped. No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.